And this one is really exciting because it's also the spiritual successor to a game that's been getting a lot of love in the board game community, which is the Search for Planet X. So if you were a fan of this game, or if you heard about it and you were interested in it, this new game builds upon that framework, but with a new theme where players are going to be searching for lost species of animals. Players are going to be using their deduction to try and locate different animals on a shared map, as well as trying to locate that lost species first. Players are also each going to gain their own paper version of the map, as well as some starting clues, and they'll be able to use that and write on it in order to keep track of the different terrain and info that they gather, as well as cross out or mark any animals that they were able to deduce through the process of elimination. Each animal is going to behave a little bit differently in the way that they give clues as to what can be around them, and there's going to be 4 base animals that are present in every single game, but then there's going to be 6 different lost species, and each of these lost species come with their own set of rules and behaviors, and you're only going to be choosing one of those for each game. Players will be using an app in order to generate the different permutations, as well as to perform certain actions. And each player is going to be taking turns performing one action per turn. And this action might be to move around on the board in order to survey different locations that you visit to gain information on a particular animal's presence, or for the presence of animals adjacent to that location. Players can also visit towns to gain cards with bonus abilities or endgame scoring potential, but each time a player takes an action, they're going to be moving up the expedition track. The expedition track is located around the perimeter of the board, and the more powerful actions you take will move you further along the track. This is important because there's no set turn order in this game. Instead, it's the player who's furthest behind who's going to have the next turn. But also on the expedition track, there is the expedition marker, and once all the players have passed that marker, it's going to trigger an event card to be drawn, and these cards can allow new scoring opportunities or just grant new clues that are available to all players. The expedition marker will then move up to the next position on the board, and a new event card will be drawn as soon as all the players pass that marker again. Players are going to be gaining victory points for successfully discovering any of the animals out on the board, as well as completing any of the scoring objectives that were presented throughout the game. But on your turn, if you think that you have enough information to guess which tile the lost species is located, you can try and take that guess. Guessing correctly will gain you 12 points, and if any of the other players can also guess correctly, they'll also gain some points, but not quite as much as you. The catch here is that this is a very powerful action and moves you really far up the expedition track, so if you don't guess correctly, it's going to be a while till you get your next turn. But if anyone guesses correctly, it does trigger the end of the game, and the player with the most victory points wins the game.